are gonna make some owls, and you're going to need a ruler, a pencil to draw with, a circle to trace the owl's eyes, and you want that circle to be about 2, maybe 3 fingers wide, and grab some materials to color with. Get your materials and let's get started. So we're gonna start by drawing first, and we're gonna have a border at the top of our paper and at the bottom. So we want our paper to be a vertical layout. So I'm gonna hold my ruler up at the top, and I'm holding it for the width right here. So I have the width of the ruler. This is the edge of the paper here, holding it with my hand, or else it'll wiggle wobble. And then down at the bottom, lining it up to the edge of the paper, holding it with my hand. So I have a border on either side. And in the middle, I'm gonna draw my owl. And let's start with those eyes. So I'm planning his body, and maybe he'll be on a branch. If I use this side of the cup, his eyes are gonna be really big. So again, I'm trying to find a circle in the house laying around that's about 2 to 3 fingers wide. Thinking his head's gonna be at the top, his body on the side. And I'm gonna take that circle and trace it. And then the next one I'm gonna have kind of next to it and trace it. And if you've got it a little messed up, that's okay. You can go back, trace it. And erase. Now inside my owl's eyes, I'm gonna draw 2 big black pupils, trying to make those relatively the same size. And I'm gonna have a little circle for light. I'm gonna have his triangle nose peeking out. And now I'm gonna get the body of my owl, and it's gonna go on the outside. And I'm going to go down like the letter U. And back up. And I'm not worried about all this because I'm going to outline it in marker. And I'm gonna make some tufted horns and curve the top of his head. And then I can get that fun detail in his feathers. So his feathers are gonna come to the side. It's about a finger or 2. And then under his chest, I can show some detail of the feathers with the scalloped edging. And his feet, I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, and a branch. And when I make that branch, my branch should be about 2 fingers wide. And then if you want to add some details into his feathers, you can, or you can leave it. Now I'm going to outline in black marker to really bring it together. Okay, so my first drawing in pencil was kind of sloppy, but I was just getting the shape of everything, and the black marker really helps bring it out. So I use just a Crayola washable because I'm going to use markers and colored pencils. If you have paint at home and you want to use paint, make sure you're outlining in a permanent Sharpie marker or else this will wash away. Now I'm going to add some leaves onto my branch. So I make an oval, straight line, and some diagonals. Now with this border down here, I really want to make it pop. So I'm going to use black, and I'm going to come up with a shape in here. It could be checkered board, it could be little polka dots, whatever you think is interesting. So if I'm going to make a checkered pattern, and what we're doing is we're creating kind of a border at the top and the bottom. So I'm going to make mine checkered. So I did a bunch of vertical lines about a finger space apart, and then I did a horizontal, and a checkered pattern is a pattern. So I have one square colored in, I skip one, and then I color the next. So a pattern repeats, black, white, black, white, black, white. But to make it checkered, the pattern switches. So now I'm gonna start with white here, and this one will be black. Okay, so I could leave it as a black and white checkered pattern, or I can go back and add a different color. So I'm gonna leave it black and white and see kind of what colors come out in my owl, and then decide if I want to change the pattern. I'm gonna repeat the same pattern, whatever you decide, whether it's checkered or polka dots, or you could do stripes, and then repeat it up at the top. All right, now I get to have some fun and color my owl. Now, owls are neutral colors, which are browns and grays and whites and blacks, but I'm really gonna pop my owl out and use some fun colors. And I'm gonna play around with outlining my details in a bold marker and then coloring in with colored pencil. So for my owl, I want him to have an orange outline, and then I'm going to use yellow to color in. What I like about colored pencils is you can kind of mix colors in. So I'm going to add some mix of orange with the yellow. I'm kind of watching how my texture is to make it look a little, I'm doing all these vertical lines to kind of make it look like the fur of the owl. So I just added the yellow base, and now I'm just kind of going up and down vertical, giving some space so you can still see the yellow behind it. And then I'm going to color a nice bright orange nose. And his eyes, I'm going make a fun green color. So I'm gonna outline them in green. And then I'm gonna take the green marker and make lines that connect from the top outside ring to the inside ring. And they're equally spaced apart. And then I can take my green colored pencil and color in the eye. And I'm keeping that direction kind of coming out from the pupil. And you can mix a few different colors if you wanted to take and mix like a yellow in there or something else. It's always good to experiment with mixing colors, but be careful because sometimes they can turn muddy. Which means like if I took a blue and an orange and mixed them together, they might look muddy. So you can always practice on a separate piece of paper. Okay, now I have some eyes. I'm gonna erase some of the pencil mark in the inside of the pupil. And now I get to have some fun down here coloring. So I'm gonna think of colors I haven't used yet. So definitely gonna bring out some purple. So I'm gonna have a row of purple feathers. And then this one I'm gonna have a row of blue. Then this one a row of purple. Purple at the bottom here. And I have to go back and erase where I kind of changed up the scalloped edging. Blue. Now I can come up with another color that I haven't done for the feathers. So I'm gonna outline that in red. And I'm gonna use a combination between a red and a pink. And make another pattern. First feet, I am going to make those orange so that I have the branch brown. I get to decide what I want to do for the checkered, and I'm actually going to outline it with a purple and make that kind of pop. You could leave it white and then do something in the background, again, however you want. All right, there you have it, your fun owl, and you can leave it just like this or work on some fun designs for the background. So the background for me, I'm gonna use some blues and purples and add some swirls. And there you have it, a fun owl with bright colors. I can't wait to see what you create. Thanks for creating art with me.